Hello, hi, dear student. This is me, AY Mannur. I am here to discuss concept called as working capital or required working capital. Okay, the fixed question is going to asked by this concept. That is, one question is definitely um, asked in the examination. That is required working capital and working capital required. Fine. Okay, without wasting of time, let's start. Okay, the question which is asked in the 2016 question 2000 examination, which I collected, and I am going to discuss and this all about this question. Okay, on 1 for 2005, a company limited planned a program for the year and desired to know working capital required. From the following information, prepare an estimated. Okay, they are asking us to prepare an estimated working capital required and forecasted profit and loss account. Fine. They told us to prepare estimation, means it is an future estimating in the estimated means it's an predicted. Okay, it should be same it as. Okay, how it could be the working capital amount, the estimated one. Okay, now, and also forecasting the profit and loss account means planning or predicting how could be the planning and profit and loss account, the loss account result. And neglecting depreciation on fixed assets. Okay, we have the fixed assets here, so we should not charge the depreciation on fixed assets. Fine. Issued share capital is 4 lakh, 8% of debenture is 1 lakh, fixed assets on 1/1/2015 2,50,000. Why they are not charging depreciation? Because it is beginning stage. So they mentioned in the question itself, beginning stage, we can't charge any depreciation for any depreciation in the initial stage. So only they told us to neglect the depreciation charging. Production during 2014 was 1,20,000. Okay, total production was 1,20,000 units, and it proposed to maintain the same during 2015. The expected ratio of cost to selling price are raw material 60%. Okay, the expected ratios of the costs are 60% for raw materials, 10% for wages, overheads for 20%. Okay, direct wages means to the labors or the debtors. Overheads means it's an expenses or the paid salary, paid expenses to the internal organization services, those who are providing the services. Raw materials are expected to remain in stores for an average of 2 months. 2 months the raw materials was remained in the godown before issuing to the production. Each unit of production is expected to be in process for 1 month to 1 month. Okay, this is called work in progress, means the work was processed or progress for 1 month. Finished goods will stay in warehouse awaiting dispatch to customers for approximately 3 months. Okay, finished goods awaited at the warehouse for 3 months. Credit allowed by the creditors is 2 months from the date delivery of raw materials. Okay, the credit is given to the creditors, the facility 2 months to the creditors when they are going to deliver the raw materials to the godown. From that date 2 months is allowed to them. Credit given to the debtors 3 months from the date of dispatch. Okay, when we given to the items or the any goods to the debtor, we gave 3 months of time for them to repay the amount back when it is charged from the date of when it is considered from the date of dispatch. Selling price is charged 5 per unit. Okay, total cost of production is 1,20,000 and selling price is 5. 1,20,000 into 5, we are going to multiply and make a total selling price. Selling goods or total production amount. Sales and production follow a consistent pattern. Okay, that follows a consistent pattern. So we are going to calculate the working capital amount. So before calculating the working capital, we need to know that what the total cost of sales and the remaining profit. To calculate that, we need to follow some working notes. Cost of goods 60 plus 10 plus 20. These are the cost of sales. Altogether, we are going to consider it as a what? Finished goods or finished goods, that is total amount. Okay, 10 60 10 20 90% of sales. Out of 100 total percentage of sales, the 90% on the sales, then the remaining was 10% is said to be as what? Profit. That is the remaining amount, 10% of profit. Then the total together is 100% on sales. Let's start the solution. Here is calculation of required working capital. Particulars amount. A and a B. Yes, A from the beginning stage or the initial stage, current assets, that is opening inventories. Opening inventories having that stock of raw materials 1,20,000 into 5, which I told earlier. The total production 6 lakh into 60 divided by 100. Why 60 means? Because the 60% of raw materials. So 60 divided by 100 is equal to 3,60,000 into how many months it's remained. Even I mentioned in the question, that is raw materials are expected to remain in the store for the average of 2 months. Okay, before issuing to the production. Okay, 2 months. So 2 divided by 12 in a year of year, so that is total amount is 60,000. Work in progress. Okay, work in progress, that is we need to consider the work in progress as a raw materials. Okay, that is called, that is the cost ratio of 60% of raw material, that is we considering as a work in progress raw materials. 1,20,000 as a sales into 6 lakh into 60 divided by 100 is equal to 3,60,000 into 1 by 12. Why progress? I mentioned that the progress, the work was the work progress, the process of work is for 1 month. Okay, so 1 month by 12 is equal to 30,000. Fine. Then direct wages paid. Okay, 6 lakh into 10 by 100. Why 10? Because the ratio of the direct wages is how much? 10%. Fine. So that is what we consider it as a 10 divided, that is what we consider it as a 6 lakh into 10 divided by 100 is equal to 60,000 into 1 by 12. How many months that direct wages was remained? That is 1 month. Okay, even we say it as a 1 month of direct wages. Fine. Next, overheads 6 lakh into 20 divided by 100 is equal to 1,20,000 into 1 by 12. 1 by 12. Why we considering 1 month? This is each production unit. Okay, this production unit they are going to say, means this is all together it has what? Production, and before the production we are going to consider it as everything. So each production, all the production is expected to be remained as what? For how many months? 1 month. Okay, so only we are charging it, we are considering it as 1 month, and also here direct wages also what? 1 month and 1 month. Fine. So overhead 6 lakh into 20 divided by 100 is equal to 1,20,000 into 1 by 12, that is 10,000. Finished goods as also consider it as for 1 month. Why finished goods? This is called as finished goods. Okay, finished goods. Total amount: raw material plus direct wages, labor, overrides and office expenses. Everything is going to be considered it as what? Finished goods. Okay. So while for considering the finished goods amounts, what will say, take the ratio of percentage, that is 90%. Why 90%? All the items together we are going to say it as what? Finished goods. So 6 lakh into 90 divided by 100 is equal to 54,000 into 3 by 12. Okay, they told us to maintain the finished goods will stay, or which should be maintained in a warehouse for before the dispatch to the customer for how many? Approximately 3 months. Okay, so only we consider for the 3 months. Okay, 54,000 into 3 by 12, that is how much? 1,35,000. Fine, 1,35,000. So now calculate all the total assets: 60, 30, 5,000, 10,000, 1,35,000. Total 2,40,000. This is all the opening inventories. Okay, still we have the another assets. Up to here the total inventories. Fine. Next, second one is debtors at cost. Debtors. Okay, debtors at the cost price means how much we charge to the debtors, credit given to the debtors for 3 months from the date of dispatch. Okay, so 6 lakh into 90 divided by 100. Why we consider 90 here? This is also total, comes under the finished goods. Fine. Cost of sales. Yes, cost of sales means what? Cost price. We are charging for the cost price, so we will consider the cost price as a ratio. 90 divided by 100 is equal to 54,000 into 3 by 12. Yes, debtors, we given the facility for 3 months. The option which we given the, not option, we given the facility for 3 months to the debtors, that is 3 months by 12. 4,000 into 3 by 12 is how much? 1,35,000. Now you consider total amount of current assets is 2,40,000, 1,35,000, that is 3,75,000. Now B, current liabilities, creditors. Only we have one current liability, that is creditors. Okay, credit allowed by creditors is 2 months from the date of delivery of raw materials. Okay, 6 lakh into 90 divided 6 lakh into 60 divided by 100. Why we consider for the creditors is 60%? Because it is an, here I given some notes to you people. Creditors, supply of goods. Okay, that is supply of goods. They are supplying the goods to us. Okay, supply of goods means the raw material is coming to inside the warehousing or the production department or the factory. That is raw materials is having 60%. So only we are going to charge the raw material cost price. Fine, that is 6 lakh into 60 divided by 100, 3,60,000. How many months we given? 2 months. Okay, 2 months from the date of delivery of the goods. 3,60,000 into 2 by 12, that is total amount 60,000. Now get the net working capital. What the net working capital formula? Total assets minus total current assets minus total current liabilities. Okay, that is A minus B. Yes, A is this one and B is this one. Current assets minus current liabilities. Yes, total current assets 3,75,000, total current liabilities 60,000. 3,75,000 minus 60,000 we get as 3,15,000 is called as what? Net working capital. Next, to find out the forecasted or forecasted profit and loss account for the year 2015. In the question itself, they told us to prepare what? Forecasted profit and loss account. Fine. Yes. To calculate forecast profit and loss account for the year 2015, particulars amount, debtors and creditors. By sales, what the total sales amount for us? 1,20,000, 1,20,000, 1,20,000 into cost price is how much? 5. So total 6 lakh. 6 lakh. Then here two materials consumed. The asset side, the debtor side is as what? Two materials consumed. How much? For the 60% of ratio, that is 6 lakh into 60 by 100, 3,60,000. Two direct wages, 6 lakh into 10 by 100, that is 60,000. Two overheads, 6 lakh into 20 divided by 100, 1,20,000. Two interest on debtor, this is also one of the debtor, that is interest on debenture. 8% on 1 lakh is how much? 80,000. Fine. Total, which side is highest? Credit side is highest. 6 lakh will carry this side, same as the amount, 6 lakh. Then the difference is what? That is called as 2 net profit. 2 net profit. Fine. 2 net profit. Yes. Notes to clarify or calculate the informations given in the question, that is notes. Materials expenses, 60% of selling price is 5 rupees of 3 per unit. How we will consider this? Yes, 60 into 5 divided by 100. How much you will get? 3 per unit. Same, 10 into 5 divided by 100, you will get 0.5 per unit. 20 into 5 divided by 100, that is 1 rupee per unit. Total work in progress or total finished goods is how much? 90%. That is 4.5. The remaining 4.5 is as what? Our profit. So we consider the 0.5 into the total 90%. The remaining 10% is treated as what? Profit. Okay. The total cost of sales is 100%. Then the total cost of sales is 100%, then the cost of goods sold is 90%, then the remaining profit is 10%. Fine. Creditor, supply of goods, so because they are treated as a materials coming inside. Work in progress, that is 90%, total of 60, 10, 20. Furnished goods, 90%. Fine. 90%, that is 90%, same as included for all. Debtors 90%. I think here work in progress we consider it as what? Here. Okay. Here it might be gone wrong. Work in progress actually has to be calculated as a 90 divided by 100. Fine. I think so. Can you go through that little, please? I have made a little of just a distraction there. 90, the work in progress, it should be in a 90, I think so. No? Yes.